Hello, Team Integrity. Happy November 12th. First, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone on our team who is currently serving or has served in our military, or people who are a part of a military family. The amount of gratitude that we feel in our family for that service is just overwhelming, and I know so many of you share that same sentiment. We really do appreciate all of that. So I didn't want us to go any further without making sure that we observe that, because that is a really big deal, especially for those of you on our team that we get to share and do this life with. So tonight we are going to talk about chaos. We're going to talk about feeling overwhelmed, and we're going to talk about focus. We're going to talk about all those things that everybody is very well acquainted with. If you are well acquainted with any of those words, especially chaotic, and especially feeling unorganized or feeling frantic, then this call is for you. So there is probably a lot going on in your life right now. In fact, if I asked you all to make a list of the things that are taking up your time, your energy, causing you any sort of stress, good or bad, because I do believe in good stress, I bet that list would be more than 10 things. Even if you were to break one big thing down into a bunch of little things, easily more than 10 things. And so if you think about all the things that we all are juggling every single day, and everybody else is doing the same thing, sometimes I wonder, how do we even function as a society? Like, how does this happen when you have a whole world of overwhelmed people? But what we want to do tonight is really hone in on this a little bit. So I have no doubt, you guys, that there are days that you wonder how you're going to make it through your to-do list, and maybe I should just throw in the towel or push through and exhaust yourself, right? Does anyone else feel like some days there are only two options you have are, okay, I either need to just give up because I'm too overwhelmed, or I need to push through and I'm probably going to burn out, right? It's like burnout or pass out. Those are like your two options. I have felt like that a lot, especially this year. And so again, I really want to set the tone so that you guys understand what we're going to be talking about tonight and how we really want to help you. One of the reasons that I know for me, especially, that life can really feel like a lot is when I'm not giving 100% in the moment with whatever's right in front of me. Can anyone else relate to that? Where you're with your kids, but you're thinking about your business, or you're working your business and you're thinking about something that you're supposed to do for your job, or you're at your job and you're thinking about this thing you're supposed to do for Bible study, or, you're never 100% with where you're at. Now, it's unrealistic to think that you're going to be able to do that all the time, just be 100% in the moment, but that can be something that we strive for. And again, another layer of one of the things that we want to talk to you guys about tonight. So, all that being said, here's what you deserve to know about your Isagenix business. The time is going to pass anyway. It will. A lot of you who've been doing this for more than 6 months are probably like, where did the 6 months go? Where did the year go? Where did the 4 years go that we've been building this business? But this is one of the very few things in your life that you can give minimal time to and still have success and accomplish so much. Now, success is going to look different for everybody depending on what your goals are, what your family needs, what you have right now, what you want. But this is, I would be willing to bet, this is one of the very few things in your life that you can give that minimal amount of time to and still see growth. Okay, there's not a lot of things in the world like residual income. Because imagine like this. Now, this isn't the case for everybody, right? But imagine 30 minutes a day could turn into $500 a week or $1,000 a week in residual income. Right? If you still don't really grasp residual income, Google that separately, because you will lose sleep tonight. Now, it could take 6 months to get to that space, or it could take 3 to 4 years to get to that space, but the time will pass anyway. It will. We all already know that. You are living, breathing on this call because you know that the time passes anyway. But you get to do this within the parameters of your own life. So where else are you going to have something that you can give minimal attention to, or more, but you can still give minimal attention to, reap any sort of success from that, and make it fit within the parameters of your own life, not somebody else's life, not your boss's life, within your own life? I don't think there's actually anything else like that out there, right? So how come it's so hard to give 100% of our attention to this, even if that 100% is what we spend the least amount of time on in the day, right? It's called focus. That's what that is. So as your friend and someone who's been doing this for 4 years now, it was 4 years in August, I can tell you that this, along with everything else in your life, is a dance. right? Sometimes you're moving quickly, sometimes you're gliding, sometimes you take the wrong step and you fumble a little bit and you have to just move into the next step. Like, it is just a dance, okay? But your business deserves to have your 100%. Like I said, even if that is the smallest amount of time that you give to something in your day, that time that you give it is 100%, because your dreams, your family, the people that you want to live big with, they all deserve your focus. Okay, so tonight we want to acknowledge how much you have all going on. We are all busy. Yes, we are all busy. Okay, but we also want to acknowledge how much Isagenix has going on, because holy promotions, Batman. They're like everywhere. It's like every month there's 2 new promotions being launched. And I know a lot of it can feel overwhelming, but there's so much overlap. And once Jeff and I were able to put it out on a whiteboard and just kind of map it all out, we're like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. And here are the ones that we want to focus on. But between everything you have going on in your life already, the promotions and contests, the new products that Isagenix has launched, all of that, we want to help you simplify, okay? Say that word to yourself, out loud or in your head, doesn't matter, but just simplify. It's so easy to get caught up in this, but we just want to help you simplify, okay? How are we going to do that? You're like, oh, well, that sounds easy enough. If I knew how to simplify, I would have already done it. Not true. We're just so busy, we never stop to actually do it. Okay, we're going to help you hit the pause button and focus on one thing that will move your business forward, okay? We're going to show you where to find what you're looking for, exactly what you can do next, all of that. So what is that one thing, right? Some of you are like, I don't even know what the one thing is. Tell me what the one thing is. Well, it's up to you. It's important that you choose to focus on something that brings you joy and interests you, so that you will actually show up for yourself. Okay, so maybe you're working with some other people on this team, and I am very guilty of this, where I like to borrow other people's goals because I'm so extrinsically motivated that, like, for instance, my husband, if my husband has a goal, if Jeff's like, this is what I want my income goal to be, and this is what I want, I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's run for that. Because I'm more motivated to help him reach his goals than I am to even reach my own. So I don't stop and think about what my own vision is. And that's something I'm working on. For some of you, you know very clearly where you want to go and what you want to accomplish. And that's awesome. I envy you. For others, you're just like, oh, okay, well, so-and-so says I should do this, so I'm going to go do that. Does it bring you joy? Does it align with who you are? Is it something that you know you can put, that you're excited to put 100% into? I'm not asking you to put 100% of your time into it. I think we can really be misled by that. But I'm telling you that to be successful in this business, when you are working your business, you need to give it your 100% attention. Okay, so what is that one thing that you know excites you enough that you want to give 100% of your attention to it? Okay, so in the chat, if you're able to, what is that one thing for you that you're focusing on right now with your business? And maybe you're not sure that it's your one thing yet, but you're like, oh, I've been thinking about this promotion or this contest. There's a million different things. So I'm going to give you some examples just to kind of get your mind going. Think about all the promotions going on in Isagenix right now. Maybe you're in your final week to Dash to Disney and you just want to slay it. You want to win those park passes. Or maybe you're Amanda and you're already in the top 100 and you're just going to like dominate this week and make sure you stay there. Like, what is that focus? What is that one thing that your business is really, really asking, begging you to focus on? Okay. Maybe it's an income level. Maybe you're just like, if I could just get to $100 a week residual income, if I could just get to $500 a month residual income, whatever that is. Okay. Maybe you're really excited about the 11-day detox, the Thanksgiving rewind that we're doing. Okay. Maybe the welcome back promotion that Isagenix just launched. And you have a couple people that you're like, oh my gosh, they qualify for this and I would love to bless them with that. Or maybe it's your own health journey. Okay, what is that? Let me see what we got over here. Jacqueline wants the iPad and top achievers. I love it. Carity, consistent 2-star. Perfect. You guys keep putting those in the chat. What is the one thing that is like every time you say it to yourself or you think it, you're like, oh my gosh, I want this so bad. I'm not asking you to write something down that you know exactly how you're going to get there. I'm just telling you, what is that one thing that excites you that you really want, that you would show up for if you knew exactly how to go get it? Okay, that's what I want to help you focus on. Everything else is just noise at this point. Okay, Jeff and I have, I think, like almost 5,000 points towards Dash to Disney. We were not motivated by Dash to Disney. It's wonderful that we have so many points and that we've been able to help so many people, but that was not our motivator. if I were to say, oh, well, because I have other people on my team running for it, I should run for it too, that wouldn't be inauthentic. It doesn't motivate me. It doesn't motivate Jeff. And so we're focusing on things that aren't noise to us. Does that make sense? I see too many of you feeling like, I have to try to do all this stuff and learn all this stuff. Nope. Because then you're not moving forward. You're spinning your wheels. You're dancing in the same spot. That's no fun, right? No one likes the guy that dances like this. That is not fun, okay? You want to see real dancing? Go watch some of Linda's videos. That girl knows how to move, okay? Dancing does not mean you stay in the same space. You have to be moving, all right? So let me see, anyone else? Let's see. Executive, working on my health goals and getting my products paid for. I love it. You guys, all of those are different, and they should be, because it's yours. If Linda said, get my products paid for, and Jacqueline was like, yep, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I'm just going to do that because Linda wants to do it. No, that's not Jacqueline's dream. That's not her goal. Like, she's in a different spot. You have to be authentic to who you are, or everything in your life is going to be difficult, okay? And I could just preach a sermon to you on just that, but I will not. All right, a few tips before we dive into some of these. I'm going to give you 2 things, okay? Most of what you need to reach the goals that you just put out there to the rest of the team, most of what you need is already available to you, and you could access it within 30 seconds of thinking of it. What? Yeah, 30 seconds. If you think, okay, I really want to promote this 11-day detox. I know I need to do it myself. I know that there's some people in my life who would love to do this with me. I don't know where to start. Okay? Realistically, is anybody feeling that way? I wish I could do an 11-day detox with you guys. Like, so bad. Okay. If there's any part of the 11-day detox that you're like, okay, I'm intrigued by this. I think it could be really good. I don't know that much about it, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Wrong. Literally, if you're thinking 11-day detox right now, which all of you are because I've said it 3 times, within 30 seconds of right now, you could find it, okay? You could find the information that you need to get started. And I want to break that down for you because I want you to understand that you have so much more power at your fingertips than you realize. You might just not have the confidence or the experience to know exactly where to go to find it, okay? So if you're on your computer, grab your phone. If you're on your phone, grab your computer, or if you only have one or the other, that's fine. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to open Facebook. Some of you might already have it open and you're scrolling while I'm talking. Shame on you. Open Facebook and go to Team Integrity. Once you're in Team Integrity, go to the search bar. If you're on your phone, it's at the top. If you're on your computer, it's off to the left. And type in 11-day detox. Okay, Amanda's video is probably at the top because I did this earlier and that's the first thing that popped up, okay? That was 24 seconds. So what I want you to understand is that if there's something you're not sure how to do, I'm empowering you to be a business owner. Does that mean you have to be wanting to make $1 million a year to be a successful business owner? No. If success to you means making $100 a week residual income, holy cow, let's get you there. Okay? But you still have to have the same posture and the same resourcefulness that somebody who is striving for more also needs to have. Okay? So Amanda's live is probably at the top of your screen. If you got distracted and you're scrolling or clicking on cat videos, knock it off. Okay. Amanda has spent a lot of time to put this together for people on this team to duplicate, okay? And not just so she can use it for herself, but this is huge, you guys. Do you know how much social media marketers charge to do things like this for small business owners? It's a lot more than nothing, which is what Amanda, it just did it for her. She did it because she wants you guys to be successful, because she wants to see you use it, okay? So if you have any nudge in your spirit that a part of your journey and a part of your success to reach your goals has to do with the 11-day detox, boom, watch Amanda's live, follow her steps and directions, okay? Fingertips, 24 seconds, and you already know where to find the answers to something. Okay, so that's tip 1. Tip 2, Plug into Team Integrity and Wellness Redesigned when you have questions and when you see a post that you know will help you. So for instance, this video Amanda posted, maybe you're like, 6.5 minutes, I just don't have that right now, which you don't watch it right now, watch it after the call. But maybe you're like 6.5 minutes, okay, I don't have that right now. 6.5 minutes might sound like a lot of time to some of you. 15 years ago, that was not a lot of time, but today I get it. It can feel like a lot of time. Did you know you can save videos to watch later so that you can find it all in your save video section? Do that. If you have no idea how to do that, there's like 3 little dots on your phone. I think it's a little pointy triangle situation in the top right corner of the post or the video. And you can save that video or that post to look at later. Now you have to actually set aside time to go look at them, yes. But I'm saying if in the moment you're not willing to spend that time because there's something else that you need to give 100% of your attention to, get off your phone, go give your attention to that thing. But make sure that you go back and you're watching your saved videos and posts later, okay? The other thing you can do is tag yourself or tag a friend and say, hey, let's you and I watch this together tonight and talk about it, or whatever that looks like. That's what that community is there for. Amanda, Carity, Jacqueline, Jeff, and I, like all of us that are in there like posting and adding content, we're not just doing it because it's like, oh, this is fun, I'm just going to keep posting in here. We want you guys to have any level of success that we've had, and we're sharing with you what is helping us. This is the most beautifully collaborative community. You're not going to find this in a lot of other places, especially like corporate America settings or things like that. If you adore your job, amazing. I hope they treat you just as great as Isagenix treats you and just as great as this team treats you. But there's a good chance that there's a lot more politics involved. There's a lot more like weird competition involved. Not here. Okay, use the resources that we give you because we want you to have them. Okay, so those are your 2 tips before we dive into some of these things. But what I want you to do is the things that you have posted over here, of the things that are really important to you right now, between Team Integrity, Wellness Redesigned, and the Isagenix website, you have everything you need to take the next step. Now, some of you may not dig the process. I'm going to call out my husband right now because I can. I adore my husband to a million tiny little pieces. He's not a process guy, and he will admit it. He admits it all the time. And when he does, even when he says, even the word, it's like the dirtiest word he can say. Ugh, process. Okay. 1 step, you guys. Just figure out what it's going to take the 1 more step. I'm not telling you that, okay, I want to be a consistent 2-star. That can feel overwhelming if you're looking at your cycles and you're like, well, I cycled 3 times in a week. Consistent 2-star is 20. Now, some of you are thinking like, I would kill to cycle 3 times in a week. I remember being there too. Someday you'll be cycling 3 times a day, and then you're going to be like, well, that's not enough, I want more. It's just a weird thing that happens, trust me. But if you're looking at your cycles and you're like, oh, how do I get from here to there? There's so many different avenues that you can take, so many different things that you can figure out, but you just have to figure out the next step. And you're like, okay, easy enough. How do I do that? Okay. There are so many different ways that you can do this. You can go on Team Integrity, in the search bar, type in 2-star. Go to the Isagenix website, type in 2-star. Google Isagenix, 2-star golden circle. Like, there's so many different resources. Just get creative, get resourceful. Ask somebody who is doing what you want. If you want to be a consistent 2-star, reach out to someone who's cycling consistently as a 2-star and just say, help. What do I do next? Right? We've all been in that place. Like, I'm in that place with some of my own goals right now too, and it will continue to happen. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand one thing. You start to feel overwhelmed and you look at all this information, just stop, just take a deep breath and think, okay, what is the one thing that I need? What is the one thing that I want to accomplish? I want you all right now to write it down. Whatever you put in the chat over here, write it down on something that you can like put in front of your face. And every time you feel overwhelmed, you look at that one thing. Maybe it's the background on your phone. Maybe it's a post-it on your computer. Maybe it's on your whiteboard. Maybe it's on your fridge or your mirror in your bathroom. I don't care. And don't just do this for your Isagenix business. Do this for life. What are things in the other spheres of your world that are important to you that you really want to accomplish? Okay, pick one thing spiritually, one thing physically, one thing within your relationships, one thing within your business to focus on. And then every day, just take one step. A step that's this big and a step that's this big, I'm sorry, to me it's the same. I know some of you are like, no, it's not the same. Those are way different. I don't care. You're still taking a step forward. And some days your steps are going to be this big and some days they're going to be leaps, right? But if you know that you can't take a leap today, so you're going to take no steps at all, that's a loss. That's actually backwards. Okay, so that's what I really wanted to hone in on the mindset at the beginning of this call, because we're going to get into some like tangible nitty gritty stuff, and I'm going to stop the recording and we're going to help all of you find your next step. Okay, before you get off this call, we will help you find your next step. But the mindset is so important that you guys get out of your own freaking way. Okay, and I am preaching right back to myself. Everything I say to you guys, I say to myself all the time. Focus. You can see consistently John Maxwell, Brendon Burchard, who's the other one? Tony Robbins. If you look at, like, if you're reading their books and you're looking at their blogs and stuff, Eric Worre is the other one. Consistently, they tell you the number one thing that successful people have is focus. And if you're telling yourself, well, I'm just not someone who can focus, well, I don't know why you're telling yourself a story that's going to keep you small forever, but stop it. You do have the ability to focus. You just need to choose it, okay? And maybe, like I said earlier, maybe you're choosing the wrong things. Don't adopt somebody else's goals because you think, oh, if I focus on that, then I'll be successful. Be authentic to you. That is where the joy is. Oh my gosh, if I could like instill anything into your heads, the joy is authenticity. What is really your goal? What is really your heart? What is the drive? What's driving you? Because what motivates me does not even motivate my own husband. We're motivated very differently. And it has caused some like miscommunication from time to time, but we get it now, okay? You can think differently than somebody else and still survive. It's okay. So I want to make sure that we have time to go through and help you all find your next steps, but focus, resourcefulness, these are all things that are going to really help you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. If you're catching the recording, hop on with somebody who was on this call live, or somebody who, pointed you in the right direction or tagged you in this call, so that they can help you process and find your next step too. Because there's nothing more liberating in the process of getting to where you want to go than knowing exactly what you need to do next. Too often we are paralyzed by not knowing what needs to happen next, so we do nothing. And that's what I want to liberate you all from tonight. Okay? All right, thank you for everyone who's catching the recording.